Okay, so yep, I'm making another video. Let me adjust this so you can see me better. Maybe adjust the height. Maybe that'll help. Okay. So, a lot of people talking about the student reports. Guys, please don't shake the Legos and stuff right now. My kids are in there playing. Okay, so after class reports, and this is really crazy for new teachers. A lot of them really try to rush to get it done in the 5-minute break between classes. And don't do that. And others will think, well, how can I keep track? Now, what I used to do is I had a notebook and I scribbled out chicken scratch notes, like a word or two during class or directly after class, so that I could write my reports after all my classes in a row were complete. As long as I had at least a 30-minute break, I would do my reports. Okay? Recently, what I got from teacher Ceci is she made her own file. Okay, she made her own like little report sheet that can work from trial. I'm going to close her door because this is what my kids are doing and they are noisy. Okay, I'm going to close the door real quick. Okay, I don't know how to edit videos, so this is one take and go. Anyway, so like I said, I was doing chicken scratch. I don't actually know where my notebook is right now, but it's a chicken scratched mess. I have terrible handwriting. I've always had terrible handwriting. My mom has always complained about it. So I would write a word or two. Like I would list everything out in the notebook and like leave like 5 lines. And then I would scribble in a word and I wouldn't care about the size or the niceness or anything because I wasn't paying attention to it. It'd just be something I noticed in class and I have a table next to me and I would scribble. So if you don't know, I don't have any kind of desk or anything. I have a very messy table because we just had breakfast and I would have my notebook here and I'd scribble on it. Okay? So that's how I did it before. Ceci has Ceci has posted many times about her little charting and stuff to try to explain people, and I've been pushing her to post it to Teachers Pay Teachers because what she has is amazing. And she was unsure, so to test it out with a different teacher, she sent it to me, and I've been testing it for the last couple weeks now, and I find that it is so easy to use and so functional that it's very helpful. So it's something that you can easily do. It's Teachers Pay Teachers. She spent a lot of time on these worksheets. She's revised them based on my notes, and there's one other teacher testing on his notes. So between the 3 of us, we have worked together to help her make this file work for everyone. She has so many sheets in it based on time zones. So when you're doing your schedule, so there is a nominal fee for the download, but once you pay the fee, you get to download unlimitedly. You get to print out and print out and print out and print out. So Teachers Pay Teachers takes a pretty high cut. So she's charging $3 for the file. Okay, so we're just gonna put that out in the open. It's $3 for the file. So now I'm going to show you, I did my actual schedule on her schedule sheet for this week. I didn't do my full schedule just this week, and I used green, so it's hopefully noticeable. She has made new ones of these. This is the original one. She has made new ones that are based on different time zones, where if you're in Eastern Standard Time, then what would be your time zones, like flop over, it would be the Chinese time zone is sleeping, but it's your time. It's very hard to explain, but basically it's so that this gap here is going to be China's sleeping time on your version of it. And I believe she's made 3 different separate time zone things for it. Since I personally live in Beijing time zone, I'm in Taiwan, this did not work for me because 12 noon to 6:30, I have a lot of classes in here. So I need to download her new version. So I've had to hand write in a lot of info and then I forget or new things are booked or something and then I have no space to write. So this has not been good for me personally. So I recommended that she either put it completely in Beijing time or make separate time zones. So we settled on her making 3 separate time zones that are all downloadable in the same file. So you would download it and you would select which one works best for you and you would print it. Okay? So then what you do is you check off when you have classes. And it's very easy to write the date at the top. I wrote 5月, which means May in Chinese. And then the dates of this week. And then I checked off which ones I have classes. And here comes my son. What's the matter?
They want my Legos.
Okay, your brother broke your Legos. Okay. The joys of kids. Okay, so that's basically the schedule thing. So you can see this is my evening schedule. It's pretty full, peak hours. And then daytime, nada until afternoon. And this is Saturday and Sunday, so that's why there's some morning slots. I have free talk 4 days a week. So I just wrote across the board free talk 2:30 to 3:30 Beijing time. So that's when I have my daily free talk with the same twin boys every single day. Oh, I need to dye my hair. Okay. I have a lot of gray hair. I'm only 32, so I don't like that. So then this is her sheet. So either this is a mock-up of a fake student. Well, some of it's based on a real student, but it's not actually the real student's name or data, and it's a little bit tweaked, but making up a completely new student is not fun. So I kind of loosely based it on a student that I've had since their trial. So this first top part here, you would, based on either the trial or the first class you have with them, you would fill in your basic information. The top part and everything is what you would do during class or directly after. If they're following along, you just do a check mark to say they're doing good, do a line to say so-so, do an X to say that they are doing poorly, or you can do number scales. I think Ceci does a number scale of 1 to 5 based on thing. It's up to you. You can circle how you think they did on this number scale. So like this mock student had really good listening. They listened very well the whole time. And their vocabulary was great because if you haven't noticed, a lot of these kids have tons of vocabulary, but they don't necessarily know how to use it. So I tried to make it as true to as many students. And then I put it as they were. Now this student did actually, the real student that this is loosely based on did actually miss a class. So I put the fact that they canceled the class down at the bottom. And then the classes they have here, I chose to write in green. You can see my handwriting is chicken scratch. Okay? So I loosely based it really on the students. So during class, you would do these checks and minuses, either that or directly after. Checks, minuses, and X's. And then leave a little note, because you only have 5 minutes. Don't write a whole report in 5 minutes, especially since sometimes it takes so long for the report to generate. Just put in a loose little detail, and you would make one of these sheets for each student, and you're supposed to print these back to back. It even says up here, first page, and up on the other one, she will tell you to like page front and stuff. She wants you to double side to save paper. My printer sucks. I have to feed the paper into it. Not happening. So mine is one-sided, but I will use the back. I always reuse my scrap paper. So you would fill it out, and then when that student's done. Now, I don't recommend this binder. This is just what's common here, what I had on hand. I need to get, whatchamacallit, like little tabby things to separate my students out so that I don't have to mix them up. Otherwise, I gotta like shuffle through and look for the student, and that's no fun. But then each lesson, you would write down the date, the time, the lesson, and then how things went based on checks, minuses, any notes that you need to leave, any stars. Like I do the after class reward charts, so I also write down their amount of stars here so I don't forget. I always write it on this side so it's easy for me to find. Okay? So I find these files, and Ceci put a lot of work into them, very useful and very helpful. So it's a $3 investment. If you can make your own file, sure. But me, I can't. I suck at making tables and Word things, and computer technology, I can't do. For some odd reason, I'm learning how to work mobile devices well. But when you put me on a laptop or a PC or whatever, I'm saying like, wait, what? So I've always kept records by hand on paper. And my husband, who's a tech geek, complains about that. And he says, why don't you just use Excel? I don't know how to use Excel. So for me, something that I can easily print out and fill out as needed really helps me a lot. I think Ceci's work is very good. I think she's done a very good job. She's making other things too. She's making award charts and different pictures and everything. That'll be, I believe she's had one free one up now, which is a monster or alien or something with an outer space background, which is really cool. And that's free because teachers pay teachers. You have to put something up free first. You have to have a free item. So this is her paid item, but she has spent months of work on this, and I think it's worth it. And I'm definitely using it. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, I think. Ceci can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. She gave it to me maybe 2 weeks ago. And I've been trying to push her to put it onto Teachers Pay Teachers as soon as possible. And she's finally getting ready to upload it if she hasn't uploaded while I'm creating this video. So you can make your own if you're handy at that stuff. I'm not. So if you're not handy, consider going to Teachers Pay Teachers and get Ceci's, because it's really convenient. It's convenient to be able to just have something organized that you can just jot a note down. That way later on you have something to reference instead of having to pull up the screenshots and watch the replays. And I've seen people who go through and watch the replays. I'm saying, you have time for that? I don't have time for that. So I've always done chicken scratch notes. Let me see if I can find my notebook. I'll take you with me. Let's take a trip. Okay. I've got a large pile of books here. There's my chicken scratch notebook. Ready? You ready for this? Got my chicken. Everything's a mess in here. It's an organized mess. I know where everything is. Okay? So here is my chicken scratch notebook. Have fun reading that. So this is what I've been doing before. Okay? So that's what I had been doing. And sometimes it's even hard for me to read it after class. Some of these notes were taken during class, but most of them, especially if they're very full like this, were taken after class. What does that say? Counselor Colby try. Oh, okay. This is when he was reading the thing and I was writing down all the words, the whole saying, his pronunciation. That way I could send him files after class to practice, so we don't have time in class to go constantly over it. But yeah, that's what I was doing before. And this is what I'm doing now. Okay? And this is so much nicer and so much easier to use. Oh, it's so much easier to use. So, yeah. I'm going to push it because I think it's really useful. So, that's it for today. Bye-bye!